Hi scholars! Today we're going to work on some tricky words. Now remember, these words are tricky because we can't use our letter sounds to blend the sounds and read the word. Nope. The only way to learn tricky words is to look at the word and say the word. Look at the word and say the word. That helps our brain make a connection, so when we see this word in a book or all around us, we'll be able to read it. So, to get things started, I'm going to say the tricky word, and then you are going to say the tricky word. Make sure you're listening when I say it, so you can look at it and hear it. That also helps your brain make a connection. Here we go. My turn first. My. That's tricky word, my. Now it's your turn. They. That's tricky word, they. Your turn. Your. That's tricky word, your. Your turn. Said. That's tricky word, said. Your turn. Great job. Keep it up. Let's do some more. No. That's tricky word, no. Your turn. Here. That's tricky word, here. Your turn. Come. That's tricky word, come. Your turn. So. That's tricky word, so. Wow, you're doing a great job listening to the tricky word and saying the tricky word. Let's do a couple more. You. That's tricky word, you. Your turn. Go. That's tricky word, go. Some. That's tricky word, some. There. That's tricky word, there. Excellent job. So now to practice, I'm going to show you the tricky word, and I want you to tell me what tricky word it is. Now, if you're not sure, just do your best, and I'll be sure to tell you afterwards what the tricky word was. So here we go. I want you to use your voice and tell me what tricky word is this. My. That's tricky word, my. What tricky word is this? They. That's tricky word, they. What tricky word is this one? Your. That's tricky word, your. How about this one? Said. That's tricky word, said. All right, let's do this with a couple more tricky words. Use your voice and tell me what tricky word this is. No. That's tricky word, no. Here. That's tricky word, here. Very good. Tell me what tricky word this is. Come. That's tricky word, come. How about this tricky word? What is it? So. That's tricky word, so. Excellent. You are really showing a lot of zest and grit in trying to learn your tricky words. I love how you're honoring your brain. Let's keep working on a couple more. Tell me, what tricky word is this? You. That's tricky word, you. Go. That's tricky word, go. What tricky word is this? Some. That's tricky word, some. Last one. What tricky word is this? There. That's tricky word, there. Wow, I think you are ready for the last thing we're going to do to practice. And that is where Miss Coudurier is going to show you the tricky word. And you're going to tell me really fast what tricky word it is. Because when we're reading these words in real life and in books, we have to say them quickly. Okay, here we go. Really fast. Here we go. Tell me what tricky word this is. My. They. Your. Said. You're doing excellent. Really fast. Tell me what tricky word this is. No. Here. Come. So. Really fast. Tell me what tricky word this is. You. Go. Some. There. Whew. You did an excellent job working hard on your tricky words. Now remember, we have to keep practicing these tricky words because they're tricky. The only way to learn them is to look at the tricky word, say the tricky word. Look at the tricky word, say the word. That will help our brain make the connection and remember. See you later.